Let me channel this message real quick for you from the law of school and fishes, the law of schools. Whenever you're like lacking motivation, and it does come, it's realistic. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. Sometimes you drop off. Sometimes that momentum, that forward progress, it slows down, and sometimes it comes to a grinding halt. When you see that the results are not according to what you favor and what you anticipating. You see the big goal, you see the big achievement, you see the big numbers, the big views, the big hits, the big advertisements. When it seems like none of this is happening, and you make like 10, 15, 20 videos and you're getting like 3, 4 views a piece, it could stunt your motivation if you're not careful, if you don't take a firm grasp on your inner vision, because it's going to be twofold. And so in this law of school and fishes, we'll use the analogy of literal school, not just the school of fish that swim in the water, but schools as in like high school / college. They have what is called Pep Rally. They usually do this at the beginning of the semester, the beginning of the year. And it'll be to increase school spirit. And what it really does is it's designed to create a sense of camaraderie amongst your classmates and to make the overall morale of the campus better. And it's divided into 4 groups. You got your freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors. These are 4 parts of yourself too. For anything that you have to, embark on in life, and just life itself, there's parts of your life where you're a freshman, you're just getting started. There's parts of your life where you're a sophomore, you're kind of getting into the groove, still apprehensive, still don't quite know the ropes, but you're starting to get into the groove of it. And then you have things in your life that you're a junior of, where you pretty much have it. You still have to apply some effort, but you pretty much are in the groove now. You're used to the routine. You've made your friends. You've made your alliances. You're serving on your boards. You're maybe on your debate team. You might be involved in the honor society, etc. And then you have the senior year, where you're basically cruising, especially if you did all of the grinding freshman through junior year. Your senior year, you're basically there. You're just coasting. You're just keeping your GPA up, etc. All of this is maintained by school spirit. This is the sense for the games, the teams, the cheerleaders, etc. It teaches you how to motivate yourself in the real world. When you get out in the working world, when you get out in the living world, when you get out in the parental world, when you start to raise a family, etc. All of this is going to require motivation. It does not work on autopilot, because you have emotions and you will be affected by certain days of the week, certain events. You might have some setbacks, whatever the case, you're still human. So you're going to feel things, and you're going to have to cheer yourself up in all of these different facets of who you are. You step into something new. You don't know what's going on. You got to cheer yourself up when you're into it. You're a sophomore and whatever you're doing. You still got to cheer yourself on, because you want to graduate to what? The next level. So and then you become a junior. You're still grinding. You know that you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're getting close to whatever your goal is. You're right there. Then you become a senior. You're pretty much there. You're passing out of the tunnel, getting ready to get into a new sphere. So at the same time, you're relaxing, but at the same time, you still have that motivation and sometimes even slight anxiety, dealing with the unknown and whatever the next level holds for you. So you got to have that pep rally, mini pep rallies, to put what? Pep in your step. Because if you're in a school of fish, it takes school spirit in order to swim. A fish that doesn't have any life in it does not swim. It'll just sink to the bottom and bounce off the ground and be fed on by what? The scavengers, the shrimp, the lobster, the crabs in life, and they will feast on a dead thing. You can always tell when your motivation is starting to fall, when you find yourself in a lower vibrational circle, because you'll start to be around a lot of scavengers, a lot of people that like to feast on dead things, feast on dead topics, feast on dead perspectives, feast on things that do not pertain to increase and growth, but it's more like a complaining, a groaning, a griping, a nagging. All of these things represent a circle that you can find yourself in if you're not having these self-pep rallies that you need. Every day you get up in the mirror, before you take the shower, have a pep rally in the mirror. After the shower, have a pep rally in the mirror. On your way to work, have a pep rally in the car. Have a pep rally in the bus. Have a pep rally on your Uber. Have a pep rally. because you got to add that pep in your step. Look, who's going to cheer you on if not you? Don't seek validation from the outside. The validation, let it come when it needs to. And it will if you have it in you already. You got to validate yourself. And you got to continue to. It's not enough to just say one time that, okay, I'm going to achieve my goals and I got what it takes right now to make it all the way to the finish line. You can't guarantee that. On any journey, you need food, you need water, you need rest, you need to recover. You got to sometimes reconfigure strategies, all of this. And sometimes the workload can be overwhelming, especially when you try to encapsulate the entire journey in like one vitamin. It can be too much to chew, too much to swallow. You might have to take that elephant down one small bite at a time. You can't just eat the whole elephant in one bite. Your mouth, your declaration may not be big enough for that. Your speech connected to your faith and your belief might not be big enough. You might not be a piranha. You might not be able to chew and consume fast. You might not be quick to put heart, brain, mind, mouth to your actions. You might not be fast enough to do that yet. But what does create the momentum and the speed of being able to do that is having these consistent pep rallies, the consistent encouraging of yourself, the persistent lifting yourself up, cheering yourself on, patting yourself on the back, brushing the dirt off your shoulders, swaggering out, using finesse, using skill. You got to be your own cheerleader, because if life is a game, you don't see two teams without cheerleaders on the sidelines. You don't see two teams without crowds in their corner, without family. You don't see sports without people holding up signs and wearing school colors and uniforms, mascots. You even got the animalistic nature involved in this sport, in sports, etc., in sports in general. So you still need this animal spirit in life. Get in touch with your inner tiger, your inner lion, your inner bear, whatever your inner cat, your inner dog, your inner pigeon, your inner eagle, whatever it is. You got to encapsulate all of these things, because you're going to need them on a day-to-day basis, whether you know it or not. And you got to have that pep in your step, because that's what's going to get you across the finish line. And that's what's going to get you to the next level. You got to have these pep rallies, because all of life is schooling, and schools are fish, groups of fish. And you got to learn how to swim in the shallows. You got to learn how to swim in the depths, because the moment you have no more spirit, no more motivation, no more inspiration, you are going to sink to the level of the scavengers, and they're going to feast on whatever is dying within you. So please stay alive, people. Keep swimming.